that the people who were in Berea were more noble than the people of Thessalonica. They weren't more noble because they were better people, not because they were nicer people. That word more noble simply means they were more open-minded. You follow me? They were more receptive. They were at least willing to give it a chance. It was new. It was different. It made you scratch your chin and say, I wonder if that's right. But rather than be dismissive and decide to stick into tradition, they were at least open to the idea that maybe there is something more. That I might have been in this religion for years, and I might have been brought up on a church pew, and this guy is saying that there's a deeper level of God, and rather than just dismiss it and say, I've seen everything I could see, and I know everything I can know, they at least entertain the idea that there's something deeper. I want to say to somebody in this room today, can you at least entertain the idea that there may be something deeper? That there may be something more that God is trying to show you. That there may be something else that God is trying to release in your life. Lift your hands and say, Lord, send it to me. They weren't dismissive. They were open-minded. And because they were more open-minded, they were able to experience more. In other words, they had the right attitude. Attitude does matter. Attitude is everything. That's why you could have two people in the same church having the same worship experience, and one person walks away and says, I got nothing, and another person walks out in tears because they have the right attitude. One person can sit there and say, oh my God, such revelation, such word, because they're open, they're receptive, and another person gets sleepy because they got the right attitude. Yeah, you got to have the right attitude when you come into God's house. You got to have the right attitude when you come into God's presence. You got to come before God like an empty pitcher before a full fountain and say, Lord, fill me up. I didn't come by this church because I already knew. I came because I've been working, I've been serving, I've been fighting, and I stopped by the church, as it were, like a gas station and threw my hands up and say, Lord, fill me up. That's why I don't like you to play when it comes to my worship. Because that's my opportunity to lift my hands and let the Lord wash me in his presence and wash me in his spirit. The reason why we pull on you for the worship is because this is your opportunity to wash out everything that you had going on in your spirit this week. Everything that attacked you, everything that fought you, everything that got on your nerves. When we worship, this is an opportunity to get those things off of you and begin to receive the presence of God. Somebody lift your hands and worship right here, because God wants to clean you out. All the stuff you've been carrying, all the stuff you've been dealing with, all the issues you've been struggling with, you can't afford to come into a worship experience and sit there with your feet folded and your hands clasped together. You got to lift your hands and open your spirit and open your mouth so that God can put something in. Come on, let's do a test right here. How many people want God to pour something in? Lift your hands and open your mouth right here and say, God, fill me up. Come on, I can't hear you worshiping. Fill me up. I'm going to empty out everything I've been dealing with, everything I've been carrying. I might have missed the worship service, but this is my opportunity for God to put something down in me. Fill me up. I refuse to get dressed and come all the way across town and sit in a building for an hour and get nothing out of it. If you're going to come here, at least get something out of it. If you're going to get in God's presence, at least let God pour his spirit on you. Lift your hands and say, pour it, Lord. That's what I came for. I didn't come to see nobody. I didn't come to impress nobody. I came because I needed an encounter with God. I came because I needed God to touch me. I came because I needed God to lay his hands on me. Come on, I'm going to preach some more, but let's take 30 seconds to just open your arms and open your mouth and say, God, fill me. Yeah, there it is right there. That's what I came for. I came to get rid of my attitude and get rid of my issues. I refuse to be somebody that gets in the presence of God and not let God touch me. My God, if you want to know where the revelation is, it's in the worship. If you want to know where the glory is, it's in the worship.